Hey, what's up guys? Houston here, and for those of you just finding my YouTube channel, welcome. Please remember to hit that subscribe button and that bell. Now, for those of you who've been following me on YouTube and supporting my videos, salute. I really appreciate it. We hit that 20,000 mark. Now, our goal is to hopefully hit at least 50,000 by July. So I really encourage you all, if you like the videos, comment, share the videos, because I'm really putting all of my heart and soul into these videos to come to the community to educate you all on how to get access to financial stability. Now, the video we're talking about today is the best guaranteed personal loans. Now, I'm going to say this here. If you're currently working a job, okay, and you're needing money because right now things are tight and everything, here's something you need to do right away, okay? There's something you need to do right away. You need to file exempt, okay? And the reason you want to file exempt, in the amount of time, you can do it between 4 to 6 months, okay? And when I used to work in corporate America, when things were tight and everything, I would file exempt 4 to 6 months. And the thing about it is because to give me an income boost to where I can catch up on my bills and everything. So this is something that you can do automatically. Reach out to your HR and ask them to change you from tax status to exempt status. Now, people think, well, if I file exempt, then I won't get a tax refund. And most of the time, that's not true. And that's what I was thinking. But anyway, like I said, when I was in corporate America, I filed exempt 4 to 6 months. That gave me an income boost for me to help get caught up on my bills. So if you're working a job, this is definitely something you want to do, especially if you're an independent contractor, you're working for like DoorDash, Uber and stuff, and you're working under your social and stuff. But one of the things I continue to tell you, you shouldn't, as an independent contractor, you shouldn't be working under your social anyway. You should be working under your EIN to build up the business credit to get more funding. Now, that's a different subject. But talking about the best guaranteed personal loans. Now, here's the first one that I'm going to talk about. It's personalloans.com. Okay. Now, the reason that I'm talking about them, because they have actually 3 platforms. Okay. So that first platform is peer-to-peer. Okay. And so with their peer-to-peer platform, that means that you're put out there, hey, I'm trying to borrow some money and everything. So with the peer-to-peer, what they're going to want you to do, you're going to have at least a 600 credit score, right? You have a 600 credit score, and you have to be at least making $2,000 a month, okay? That's their first platform, okay? The second platform is installment loans, okay? So with their installment loans, all right? Now with their installment loans, you can do a 580 credit score, okay? But you're still going to need about 2,000 income, all right? Now, I'm going to explain some things to you about getting these loans. And like I said, they are guaranteed, but you have to understand what it is that you need in order to truly qualify for these, okay? And then the other one is they do offer bank loans as well on their platform. Now with the bank loans, again, it's 580. And it's interesting with the 580 credit score, and then I think it's they want you to be making about 3,000, okay? But here's the interesting thing. Now, you go to your bank and you try to get a loan and you have a 580 credit score. They tell you no, right? But it's funny how you have to go through these third-party platforms and you apply for a loan, okay? And with the same 580 credit score, with the same income, and they say yes. That's some of the strangest things to me, but hey, it is what it is. Now, that's for personal loans. Now, here's some criteria, all right? Here's some criteria that you have to understand, all right? So criteria, you have to be a U.S. citizen, okay? Or you have to have a TIN, all right? So you have to be a U.S. citizen most of the time, or a TIN. Now, here's something that most people with these type of loans, you have to have a checking account. Okay, you have to have a checking account. You have to have your home phone, work phone, okay, and active email. Okay. Now, let me help you understand this. Now, you may be on Social Security or disability benefits and stuff like that. So that does not exclude you from getting qualified for these loans, because what they're looking at, they're mainly going to be looking at your DTI, your debt to income ratio. Okay. That's what they're actually going to be looking at, your debt to income ratio. So, yeah, you receive disability and stuff, but your rent may be only $250, and say that you have a $2,000 income. But now you have a higher chance because you have a very low debt to income ratio. So one of the biggest factors most of these guaranteed personal loans they look at is what either your rent or your mortgage. Okay. Now you want to try to make sure that your rent or mortgage doesn't exceed 30%. Okay. Now here's the thing about it. With your DTI, and you have to understand this about these loans, because people are like, well, they didn't even give me a loan or whatever. And I ask them, well, what's your DTI? Now, for most of them, their DTI is over 50%. Okay? Now, most of the time, a lot of these lenders, if you're a borderline 50%, they still may give you an opportunity. As a matter of fact, like I made a video and I was talking about the lady, she had a 580 credit score, and she's with Navy Federal, and they actually gave her a $20,000 credit card. But again, she had a relationship with them, okay? And credit cards and personal loans is different. And again, you're looking for lenders that are more flexible to work with you. So that's the reason you have to understand why these things are important, okay? Now, another lender you want to look at is Cash USA, okay? Now, with Cash USA, their loans go anywhere from $500 up to $10,000, okay? They loans go anywhere from $500 to $10,000. But again, the same criteria. You have to have a bank account, okay? You have to have a work number. You have to have a home number. You have to have an active email, okay? And then the good thing about it, like, long as you're making $1,000 after taxes. So where in this area with the personal loans, you $2,000 to $3,000, right? With Cash USA, it's $1,000 after taxes, okay? So that's the thing about it. So they're two different loans. Now, here's one that I had mentioned in the past, op loans. Okay. Now with op loans, they don't work in every state, so you got to keep that in mind. But they will tolerate a bankruptcy. Okay, so where people may have challenges getting approved for personal loans and stuff because they had a recent bankruptcy and stuff. With op loans, if that bankruptcy has been discharged, they will give you the opportunity to get a loan with them, okay? Especially when people may have high income, but again, they just may have challenging credit or file bankruptcy and stuff like that. So with you guys in that situation, like I said, there's op loans. I'm also going to give you another company that I like because, again, they're very flexible. They really... most people that have went through them, they have been able to get approved, okay? And because I'm always watching the numbers to see what happens. But moving forward, here's something else that you need to understand. There's another company, okay? It's called Lending Point, okay? Now with Lending Point, here's the thing about it. Here's the thing about it with Lending Point. They don't focus like on your income. excuse me, they don't focus on your credit score. Again, they focus on your DTI. They focus more on your DTI, your debt to income ratio. Okay, so that's the thing about it. They look at the number of accounts, making sure that. Here's something else. With some of these loans and stuff that you're getting, you have to understand. Like, if you have like 60-day lates, okay, that this is something that's gonna affect you. All right. So don't think because these are bad credit loans and they're guaranteed because you have a 60-day, oh, they don't mind that or whatever. No, no, no. You have to still keep it in perspective, all right? And like I said, I have a lender that may be able to be a little more flexible with you, but at the same time, you really have to understand to be more reasonable about it. Okay, so you looking at 60-day lates and stuff like that. That's definitely going to hurt you. And like I said, if you're in bankruptcy, if you're currently going through bankruptcy, that bankruptcy hasn't been discharged. Again, this is something that can keep you from getting approved for these loans and stuff like that. So like I said, granted, these are high subprime loans and stuff, and that you can get them, but they still have a threshold. Now, the good thing about it is that these loans is no credit check. So what that means is they're going to do a soft pull. Okay, so with these platforms, they'll do a soft pull and stuff before, and to find out what type of lenders may be willing to take on your loan. Okay, now when they find a lender that actually matches you and they offer you, then that lender may do a hard pull. But these platforms, they're going to help you do a pre-qual to see if you qualify for what lenders, okay? And then that lender themselves may ask you, well, if you, is it okay if we do a hard pull on your personal credit if you accept this loan? So just keep that in mind, okay? Now, here's one, Upstart, okay? Now with Upstart, they're an interesting situation. And the reason they're an interesting situation, okay, again, because they look at the history of your job. How long you been on your job. Again, you may be just starting out. You don't have a credit history and stuff. And again, they look at the history of your job. They go anywhere from 1,000 up to 50,000, okay? So where you don't have any credit and stuff like that, they're looking at, okay, what's your income like? Okay, so that's the reason that, like, for some of these, they are good lenders and stuff like that, but they have their own criterias and everything. Okay, now here's something that you have to understand, and I'm gonna give you a strategy here. Check this out. Okay, say that you just so happens to qualify for a Home Depot card, okay, and say that you need some money. Well, with your Home Depot card, it's not just a Home Depot store card. The good thing about it with the Home Depot card, when Sears was active and stuff like that, you can buy their Visa gift cards, okay? And you can, if you say that you had a $500 or $1,000 Home Depot card, then you can buy gift cards and use those Visa gift cards to actually pay your bills. Or if you had a Staples card, okay? Now, the department store cards, they're usually easier to get, okay? So if you need some money right away to pay like a utility bill or to pay your phone bill or a few $100s to get your car fixed, and you just so happen to have a Home Depot card, or a family member has a Home Depot card and stuff like that, they can do this here for you and use the Visa gift cards to actually pay your bills. Okay, that's just a side note, because most people don't know that. Their family members may have a Home Depot card, but again, they have no idea what to do with it and how to actually make it work for them. So this is something that I think is very helpful to those in the community that actually need it. Now, here's another one. Here's the company that I was talking about. It's called Indy. It's called IN. It's called Indy Loans. I'll put it in the description, okay? And so with Indy Loans, what it is, not only do they offer payday loans, okay, but they offer installment loans as well. Okay, installment loans and personal loans. All right. So that's the reason I said, like with some of these lenders and stuff, especially like with this lender, they have more flexibility. They have more of a higher threshold if you have a bad credit, challenging credit, in order to get approved for a loan. Okay. Now, here's another one. If you don't want to go this here route, there's one more option. You have a community. Sorry about that, guys. My pen ran dry on me. You have a community development financial institute, okay, locally. And usually, like if you have bad or challenging credit, you can reach out to them and they'll help work with you, and sometimes they'll offer you maybe about $500, okay? And so their interest rates may not be as high as these here other lenders. So if you having an issue with dealing with these here other lenders and stuff, then the Community Development Financial Institute may be the place you want to go. But again, like I said, the first place you want to start at is if you're working a job or you're an independent contractor and stuff, you want to file exempt to get a boost in income, so that way you're not paying taxes. That money is kept in your paycheck so you can pay your bills. So I hope that this helps you. This is Houston with Three-Way Funding. Again, if you have any questions about credit or business credit, check out the link in the description. Thank you.